Okay, so starting to mess around with the Motorica in Unreal, sort of directly. I did do a thing about almost 2 years ago. Crazy, I think it was 2 years ago. Doing Motorica, exporting a path in Blender, a Motorica rig, and then uploading it to the Motorica website, and then applying the AI animation stuff to it. And that all worked pretty well, although you had to go up export. So this is the using the Unreal plugin, which links your accounts to their website. So you have to have an account with them. So I'll put a link. You just need to basically go to the docs.motorica.ai, I think is the domain, and then go and download the Unreal plugin for your version of Unreal. So this is like 5.5. Download the plugin and put the plugin folder in your project folder where your Unreal start file thing is, and then you'll get like the Motorica button appear when you open the project if you've installed the plugin correctly, and then that will launch this, which is the sort of Motorica interface. I was wondering if I can put proxy geometry in this scene because it might be quite difficult to keep track of if you've got a character running. Let's say you're doing a chase scene, carrying on with the sort of virtual production idea. You've got a character running and there's like running around a cafe or something. You want them to run between the tables or around people and stuff. It's going to be quite difficult if there's no way of importing some sort of proxy geometry into this workspace. And there doesn't seem to be a hierarchy as such in this. All the tutorials about Motorica are trying to, like, if you want to do arcs, generate a database of different animations for the motion matching stuff, so you can, for your interactive gameplay, to do that, which is the stuff that I showed in the previous video. That was, I think, all derived from Motorica motion capture. But let's say you want to animate a character just along a path, right? Let's say you're not interested in recording gameplay, have a load of predetermined animations, and want to use the sequence editor, do your thing. I thought this would be an interesting to get my head around that and how that all works. And I'm going to come back to use the motion matcher gameplay recording, because obviously that would be a super great way of doing a car chase, is just drive the cars around and then record that and then do all the camera work after the event. This will be just using the sequence editor as pre-baked animation. Let's say you just want a character walking around like this, right? So I've left it in keyframe mode, and so presumably I just hit the generate button and off it will go, do the thing. He says, generate, and it's not doing it. Why is it not doing it? Oh, there, it's done. Okay, that was good. Still amazes me how it's a bit not quite what I want. It's no. I mean, there's no way I could. It would take me a long time to animate something as naturalistic as this, because this is obviously all based on their library and machine learning and all the rest of it. So there is the limitation. It's still only 10 seconds, which is a bit like. But then no, you wouldn't really ever have a shot lasting longer than 10 seconds anyway, normally. But it's still, you don't really want to have limits, really, do you? But I think this would be perfect for what I need. So the next thing is, I'm just wondering, okay, so we've done that. There's this save animation thing. Presumably that will save out a file that we can then just import into the actual level or scene or whatever. So I'm just going to save it in the content. Okay, now if we go to here, content, can we just drag that in? Content, drag that in. Yeah, that's perfect. That's just what I want. And then if we create a level sequence editor thing, add new level sequence. I'm going to stick it in the root, just go with the default. Okay. So presumably if we hit play, that will just work. No. Why is that? Maybe I need it on loop. Okay, generate. Okay, let's see if that works. Okay, save. Go into content. Call it 2, just so we've got a different one. Drag 2 in. And see if that works. If we hit play, we might have to check a flag or something for it to. Okay, let's just see what happens if I hit play. And where are they? Oh, they're over there. They're doing their thing, which is cool. I guess let's go and run over there. This whole motion matching thing is great because it does all this. all that stuff for you. I'm going to run into these guys. Yeah, one thing I've noticed is that the motion matching mannequin is a little bit short. Not quite the same height as... Yeah, that's cool, but I want to see them... This is obviously in gameplay, but if I don't want to... I'm so glad that I junked the massive city scene, because obviously everything's super fast now, which is, for learning purposes, yeah, just what you want, right? So anyway, let's put a camera. Let's just click here. Okay. And see if we move this back. You have to press on the viewport to... Where's the other guy? We've only got one guy. Okay, so what happens if we hit play? No, so I'm wondering if there's some sort of flag. This isn't really a Wacom program. This just feels more like a mouse program to me. I use the Wacom tablet for everything now these days, which is normally fine, but sometimes, especially with dragging stuff in Godot, or I just want to see more of the... Okay, I'm more wondering if we need to drag this chappie in here. Maybe that's what we need to do. And fold this stuff up a bit. Transform. Ah, has that done it? I think I might have done it. Yeah, great. Okay, that was quite straightforward. I didn't think it was this action. I might have been looking in the wrong forward, left. Okay, yeah, it's all right. I'm just wondering if we can increase set a different out point on the thing here. Let's go 250. I know it'll be 30 frames a second, I think. Unless let's change this to 20. I guess you need to the level, if I go to the content thing and set the level sequencer and make sure that's set to 25 or 24, I think probably. I need to really make sure all the frame rates are the same. Let's put that to 300. See if we can change so we go over here. And then okay. So I think the time base, it looks like it's 30 frames a second if it's only allowing us to do 10 seconds, which is 300 frames. So and it says here, look, 30 frames per second. So yeah, need to think about sorting that out next time. Set the out point, see if we can do that. Yes, so we can. Great. Why is this camera cuts? Oh, okay. So if we had multiple cameras, we'll be able to... Okay, this is starting to get... it's starting to get me excited because it's like I get grasping the basics. It's just taking me long enough. So I guess the next thing would be to see if I could do camera cut within here, because that would be super useful, albeit that I know we only have 10 seconds of animation. You might be able to do clips of animation, another chunk of 10 seconds of animation, and do it that way. My main problem at the moment is, how do I do like a block out? Is there a way of getting the block out in here, right? Even if it's just like a floor plan or something, right? Yeah. Okay, I think this might stop the video there. But yeah, I'm making progress, right? Because I had a list of things that I wanted to do the motion matching thing, and then there's a template project for that. And because it's the template project super lightweight, it made sense to add the Motorica plugin, which I managed to do. And then let's do like a Motorica animation, which I've done. And then let's get it into the sequence editor, get the Motorica animation playing, and getting all that working, I've done. So the last thing I need to figure out is is the take recorder and see if I can record gameplay as another thing, another way of, because that's half the power of the game engine is that having it all real time and being able to have real time physics and drive a car and run a man around and all this sort of, or person around or whatever. Yeah, that's the appeal. But I'll stop the video there. I guess I'm wondering if I can export the FBX and edit the FBX of export the guy out as an FBX file and get that into Blender, should I want to tweak the animation. And then, so there's one of my main two things I need to add these to the list. Export the animation into Blender so I can edit it. And also, is there any way we can get some kind of block out in here? Can we add something? A mesh or something. See if we've got a mesh in here. Yeah, I'd be curious to see if we can add some proxy geometry so that it lines up with the environment and stuff. If it doesn't do that, it will be a little bit annoying, to say the least. I guess the other thing will be like, can we import a path that we've done in Unreal? But this is better than the website. The website I found was a bit flaky. I think they've improved it, but it was a bit in the past. Okay, I think I shall stop the video. But yeah, I'm pretty happy.